Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a necklace today, and I'm going to use some of the beads that came in the most recent GGC's treasure bag. It's called Pastel Passion, and I got color mix 2. She put out 2 different color mixes this time, and I got color mix 2. I looked before I started the video, and she still has a few of these bags left. The color mix 1 sold out, but she still has a few of the color mix 2 left, so if she's not sold out by the time I get this video posted, you might still be able to get yourself one of these if you want. This is not a subscription that you can sign up for. She just puts these bags out every other month or so, and there's only a limited number of them, and they sell out really, really quickly because they're just always so beautiful, and there's so many beads and findings in here. It's just such a great value. I just can't recommend it enough. It's I think I said when I did the opening video, as much as I bead, it would take me a really, really long time to use up all the beads that's in this bag because there's just so many. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the opening video I did for this bag, where I go over everything that came in the bag. If you think you might want to get one of her treasure bags in the future, you can go to her website and get on her email notification list, and a couple of days before she's about to release a bag, she'll send you an email letting you know she's about to release one, and that way you can be ready and hopefully get yourself one if you want before they're all sold out. I'll put a link to her website in the description box below too. In here I have the 4x3mm faceted white rondelle beads that came in the bag. In here I have the 4mm round green opal beads that came in the bag, and in here I have the 4mm round lilac opal beads that came in the bag. I'm using my Miyuki 11O seed beads, galvanized silver, Durcoat galvanized silver. I've got the chain that came in the box. I've not cut it yet because I don't know how much I'm going to need yet. From my stash, I've got a lobster clasp, some 4mm jump rings, one 8mm jump ring, a piece of chain I'm going to use as an extender, a couple of wire guardians. I've got a couple of 8O silver seed beads that I'm going to use when I put on my wire guardian, and I've got a little tiara cast apple blossom charm that I had in my stash that I'm going to hang off the extender chain. And I don't know if y'all can hear that thunder, but it's really storming here. I hope my power don't go out before I get this video done. I'm going to be using my 8-pound fire line in crystal. I've got a size 11 beading needle here, but you could probably use a 10. These beads are pretty big, and I'm not going to be going through them multiple times, so a 10 would probably work fine if you wanted to use that. I'll be using my flat nose pliers and my bent chain nose pliers to open and close my jump rings when I put on my findings, and I have to use the flat nose pliers to flatten the thread to get it through the needle. And of course I'll be using my scissors and my thread burner to cut my thread and burn down my fire line. I think that's everything. I'll try to put links to everything I can find links for in the description box below, everything that didn't come in the box or the bag. So hold on, I'll get some of this out of the way and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of all of my beads out here now, and I've got my needle threaded, and I've got a stop bead on here, and I'm leaving about a 12-inch tail to come back later and use to sew my wire guardian on with. This is going to be a Russian spiral necklace, and I've done Russian spiral videos before, but I've always done bracelets. But I decided, since I have so many beautiful beads to work with here, that I would just make a whole necklace this time. So I've got 2 11Os, one of my white rondelle beads, 2 11Os, one of my lilac beads, 2 11Os, and one of my green beads. And I'm going to sew those all into a circle. I'm going to go around this circle again because I need this first circle to be good and tight. I'm going to sew past my stop bead. going to sew into this white rondelle and the 11-0 after that white bead. Okay, now whatever your next bead, your next big bead is the bead you're going to pick up next. So I'm going to pick up a purple bead. And 2 11-0s. I'm going to skip that 11-0 and that purple bead and go into the 11-0 after the purple bead. And then I'm going to push my stop bead out of the way here. My next bead in line is the green bead, so I'm going to pick up a green bead, 2 11-0s. I'm going to skip that 11-0 and the green bead and go into the 11-0 after the green bead. Now I'm going to turn it around here and I'm to my white bead. So I'm going to pick up one of my white beads, 2 11-0s. And I'm going to skip that 11-0 and that white bead and go into the 11-0 after that white bead. And this is where my step up is. So I'm going to step up by going up into that purple bead, which is the first bead I added in this round. And the 11-0 after that purple bead. Now I'm going to push these up so that they'll start forming a tube. I'm going to pull them tight so that I don't show a lot of extra thread. And I know it's kind of hard to see this at first here because I don't have a whole lot to hold on to, but it'll get easier as we go. So now I'm going to zoom in just a tiny bit more. Now my next big bead is a green bead, so I'm going to pick up a green bead. You always pick up your big bead first. So I'm going to pick up a green bead, 2 11-0s. I'm going to skip that green bead and go into the 11-0 on the other side of it. Now my next bead is a white bead, so I'm going to pick up a white bead, 2 11-0s. I'm going to skip that white bead and go into the 11-0 after it. Now my next bead is a purple bead, so I'm going to pick up a purple bead, 2 11-0s. And this is my last bead in this round, so this is my step up. So I'm going to go into the 11-0 past that purple bead, into the green bead, and into the 11-0 after the green bead. And I made sure not to put too much thread on my needle this time, and I'm still getting tangled. Thought if I didn't put as much on there I wouldn't get tangled, but I'm still getting tangled. So that's what I've got now. Now if you have a hard time seeing where your step up is, you're putting one of each of your big beads on each round. So if you want to lay out a white bead, a purple bead, and a green bead in a little pile away from your other beads, then when you get to your last big bead, you'll know that's where your step up's going to be. So my next bead is a white bead, so I'm going to pick up a white bead, 2 11-0s, and I'm going to go into the 11-0 after that white bead. Now my next bead is a purple bead, so I'm going to pick up a purple bead out of my little pile here, and 2 11-0s, and I'm going to go into the 11-0 after that purple bead that's already there. Now my next bead in line is a green bead, and that's all I have left in my little pile, so I know this is my step up. So I'm going to pick up a green bead, 2 11-ohs. I'm going to go into the 11-oh after that green bead, up into the white bead, because this is my step up, and into the 11-oh after the white bead. I'm going to try to keep good tight tension on this so that it don't show a lot of thread. I don't want to pull it too terribly tight because these crystals can cut your thread. You don't want that to happen. So now I'm going to lay out 3 more of my beads again, a green one, a white one, and a purple one. Now my next bead in line is a purple. So I'm going to pick up a purple, 2 11-ohs. I'll skip that purple bead and go into the 11-oh right after it. And my next bead in line is green, so I'm going to pick up the green one out of my little pile here. It's hard to see the hole in these beads. They're so pretty and shiny. Now I'm going to pick up the green bead and 2 11-ohs. I'm going to skip that green bead and go into the 11-oh on the other side of it. My next bead in line is a white bead, and that's the last one in my little pile, so I know this is my step up. So I'm going to pick up a white bead, 2 11-ohs. I'm going to go into the 11-oh on the other side of that white bead, on up into the purple bead, and into the 11-oh on the other side of the purple bead. You don't have to do that all at once if you can't. You can just do it one bead at a time if you need to. I need to often. So that's what I got now. So I'll do one more round, and then I'll do some more off camera, and then I'll come back and show you when I get quite a bit more done. I'll show you what my progress is. So I've got one of each of my colors beads in a little pile by themselves. So my next bead coming up is a green bead, so I'm going to pick up a green bead. Two 11-ohs. I'm going to skip that green bead and go into the 11-oh on the other side of it. Now my next bead is a white bead, so I'm going to pick up a white bead, 2 11-ohs, skip that white bead and go into the 11-oh on the other side of it. Now my next bead is that purple bead down there, so I'm pick up, and that's the last one in my pile, so I'm going to pick up a purple bead, 2 11-ohs. And I know this is my step up, so I'm going to go into that 11-oh on the other side of the purple bead, on into the green bead, and into the 11-oh on the other side of the green bead. Pull that all tight so that it's not showing a lot of extra thread. So there's my spiral that's starting there. So I'm going to do some more off camera, and when I get a little bit more done, I'll come back and show you my progress. So I'll be back. Okay, I thought I'd bring y'all back and show you my progress so far. I don't know how easy it is to see, though. These beads are so shiny, and they're just so pretty. But that's what I've got so far. I've got about 8 inches here. My plan is to just use up all these beads, and then if I need to, put some chain on the back to make it as long as I want it to be. It might come out to be so long that I don't even need any chain. But I'm probably not hardly halfway yet. I don't know for sure, but that's what it's going to look like when it's done, only it's going to be longer. So when I get it all done, I'll be back, and we'll put one side of the wire guard on. So I'll be back. Okay, I've used up all my beads now. I had 3 white beads and 2 green beads left when I got done. So I guess those will go on my bead soup. I don't think I'm going to put any chain on this. It came to about 18 inches. And I've got one side of the wire guard already on here, and I'm going to put the other one on. And by the time I get the lobster clasp and everything on, I think it'll be long enough. But I'm going to go ahead and put my extender chain on there, so it'll have a little extra length if somebody wants it. So I'm going to put on this side of my extender chain. my wire guardian. And my thread's coming out of this 11/0 here. I'm just going to sew into this 4mm bead and into the 11/0 on the other side of it. And then into this 4mm bead and into the 11/0 between these two beads. I'm just drawing my end together here a little bit before I put my wire guardian on it. Just tighten it up. I'm going to go into this 11/0. I think I'll go into one more 4mm and one more 11/0. Okay. Now I've got my wire guardian here in my 8/0. I'm going to tuck my little wire guardian in a little bit. Very gently because they're very delicate. Now I'm going to pick up 3 11/0s. In my 8/0 and my wire guardian. I'm going to come down the other channel of my wire guardian and go back into my 8/0. Hold on to the wire guardian so the thread will land in the channel. Now I'm going to pick up 3 more 11/0s. And I'm going to skip over here and go into this 11/0 on the other side of this green bead. Need to get them framed, don't I? Now I'm going to sew through this white 8/0 or 4mm and into that 11/0 on the other side of it. I'm going to pick up 3 more 11/0s and go back up into my 8/0 and back around the wire guardian. Back down into the 8/0. Now I'm going to go back down one of these little legs that I've made here. It doesn't really matter which one. And I started coming out of this 11/0 on the top here. I'm going to go in at the other side, the bottom. Now I'm going to sew through this 4mm and the 11/0 on the other side of it. Guess I'll do that one at a time. The green 4mm and then the 11/0 on the other side of it. Now I'm going to go back up these 3 11/0s, back into my 8/0. I'm going to go back around this wire guardian. Back into the 8/0. Hold my finger over the wire guardian. Now I'm going to go down these 3 11/0s. I've not been down twice yet. And I started coming out this 11/0 on this bottom. I'm going to go in the top of it. So that gets my wire guardian on there. So now I'm going to sew down through here and make 3 half-inch knots and end off my thread. And then when I come back, we'll put the lobster clasp and the extender chain on. So I'll be back. Okay, I've got this all done now. I've got both my wire guardians on. So now I'm just going to put my findings on. I've got a 4mm jump ring. I'm going to open that up and put my lobster clasp on here. Put it on one side of my necklace. Close it back. Make sure to get it closed back really well. Now on this side, I've got an 8mm jump ring that I'm using. Then I'm going to thread on this little piece of extender chain. I think it's about 1.5 inches. Close my jump ring back really well. And now I'm going to take my flat nose pliers and open the end of this, the length at the end of my extender chain. If I can get a hold of it here. Thread on my little apple blossom charm. Close it back up. So there's my necklace. Done with my little extender. So hold on, let me get all this cleaned up and get it laid out here and I'll be back. Okay, there's my necklace all done, made with some of the beads from the latest GGC's treasure bag called Pastel Passion, and I got Color Mix 2. Like I said, I looked before I started the video and Color Mix 1 is already sold out, but she still has a few of these bags left. So you could still probably get yourself one if you wanted to, if they're not sold out by the time I get the video posted. And I'll put a link in the description box below that'll take you to the page where you can buy one if you want to. And it's also the same page where you can join her email notification list so you'll know whenever she's about to release her next bag. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.